Hi there, everybody, and welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In. Another episode is coming your way tonight. We've got 3 more quiz rounds and the usual game shows rounds at the end of the evening as well. First of all, though, let's see who is in the chat this evening before we get on with our first questions of the evening. I can see we've got Andy there saying good evening all. We've got, he's saying kettle time. Well, yeah, I hope you make your cup of tea or whatever you're having quick. Sue's here with the donuts saying good evening all. We've got Catherine and Tony, that's the not so golden oldies, saying good evening everyone from sunny Manchester. We've got Millie and Mike there saying good evening. Tony's there as well, sunny Manchester, strange concept. It's beautifully sunny down south as well at the moment as well. Very happy with the weather today. Natalia's in the chat, good evening to you, saying hi. We've got Vernia as well, the Britzillions coming together saying good evening all. Jodie's there as well, just there saying hi, and Pete as well from the Britzillions too. Lovely turnout, guys. Thank you all for being here. Apologies first of all for last week. For various reasons, it wasn't possible for me to bring the usual quiz to you, but you're going to have what we would have done last week tonight, and more on that when we get to it. Hi to Jew as well in the chat. Welcome along. Great to have you all here. First of all, we're going to go straight into the kids' question to kick off the show. This is one of the only times, at least at the start of the evening, where I'll ask you to guess in the comments. For the rest of the quiz rounds, I'll explain for the new people watching exactly how they work, but for this one, you'll be guessing something in the comments. And
hello,
we've got Ruben. Ruben's come back to ask you a question this evening, so I'm going to bring this one up on screen as always. You just need to guess what you think the answer is. If you get it correct in the comments, you can give yourself 2 bonus points and add them onto the score for any of the upcoming quiz rounds, giving you a bit of a boost as to your total score at the end of a quiz round if you want it. So, with that said, I'll bring up the question. You ready, mate?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Which of the following is the longest continuously running musical of all time? A. Phantom of the Opera. B. Les Miserables. C. The Lion King. Or D. The Mousetrap.
Okay. Look, Vernia and Catherine are saying hi in the chat as well. I think we've done a question similar to this before, but it was a long time ago. And the reason we're doing this is because Rue is in his SATs week at the moment, and he's going to find out on Thursday what his end of year 6 show is going to be. It's all a big secret. The teachers aren't revealing much at all, are they? No. Giving you some clues, but there might be some red herrings amongst those clues. So we thought we'd do a question about musicals, since there'll be a musical that they'll be doing. And let's see what everybody's guesses are. The longest continuously running musical of all time. All of those shows have been running for a very, very long time. So no worries if you get the question wrong tonight. They are deliberately very close when it comes to longest running. But which is a correct answer? Let's see some more guesses coming in. And we shall see what we shall see. Lots of guesses coming in now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guesses so far. Any more for any more? There's Andy's as well. Excellent. Apologies, I don't know why the chat's not coming up on screen again. It's doing that weird thing where it doesn't appear on screen, but it will be in the main chat roll. That's very, very strange. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me just see if I can do something about it. And then we'll work out who. Have a read now. So we've got Jodie saying B, Ju saying D, Natalia saying B, we've got Catherine saying A, Sue saying D, Andy saying B. Wow, this is going to be interesting. A real range of guesses. Go on and make the answer is...
A. Phantom of the Opera.
That is the longest continuously running. So the keyword there was continuously running, and that is Phantom. It's got like 15,000 consecutive shows or something crazy. Yeah, with different casts, of course. Right, so the winners are... Oh, it looks like we've only got the one.
Catherine.
So Catherine and Tony, you get yourselves 2 bonus points. Add it on to your score for any of the upcoming quiz rounds where you need it most. And with that said, thanks very much, Rue. And we say good luck to Rue and the rest of his sats this week. I hope you all agree. I'm sure they do send their love and you'll be fine. We've spoken at length about this.
I'm already halfway through.
You are basically halfway through. Yeah.
In 2 days and I have 2 days left.
Yeah, almost there. There you go. Good luck, Ruben. Cool. Thank you very much, mate. We'll see you next time. Okay, I'll shuffle back into the middle now. So, last week's quiz was going to be very close to Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you and all that. Very close to it, in fact. So I thought we'd do... Last week I had planned for us to do this quiz run. So science and nature, then science fiction, and then just a potluck general knowledge round. So I thought, well, I've prepared it all, so I may as well do it this week instead. So that's what you're going to have tonight. Science and nature, and then science fiction, and then potluck. In the game shows round, we'll do, let me think, we're doing Our Survey Says, so there'll be one Family Fortunes question that we always do. And last time we did catchphrase, so this week we're doing Tenable. Okay, I try and alternate for those who are new to the show. And yes, and the other thing to say before we start the first round is that the big breaking news, at least for me, is that in June we are finally getting fiber optic broadband to the house, which means that I will have, in theory, plenty of bandwidth to go live here and potentially on YouTube at the same time. So what I would like from you guys, I'm going to put a poll question. I'm going to launch a poll question, or try to if I can find it. And I want you to let me know which you think you would be easier for you to watch the quiz in the future. It's not to say I'm going to stop Facebook and only do YouTube. Not immediately anyway, that might be a long way off. But I want to do both. And I think for some people, YouTube would actually be a lot easier. Certainly for those who are not on Facebook, I might attract some more viewers that way and we get some more people in the chat and that'll be fun. So I'm going to launch that, if I can find where I put it, I'll launch a poll question in a moment and then I would like your responses basically. So here we go, here it is. I'm going to activate that now. So do respond to that if you can see it on screen somewhere, and that'll give me an indication of what you guys think at least. Doesn't matter what the outcome is in terms of me continuing on Facebook. It just means I've got some people that might be interested. And if either is acceptable, you can do YouTube, Facebook, or either because you don't mind. You would watch on either regardless. Either's fine, whatever you want to say. And any comments you've got on that idea, please let me know. Right, science and nature. 15 questions. No more guesses in the comments. There is a countdown conundrum on screen now. If you can work that out, you get 2 bonus points for this round as well. Again, no more guesses in the comments. General chat is fine, of course, but no more guesses. So, with that said, here we go with question number 1. The concept of gravity was discovered by which physicist? The concept of gravity was discovered by which physicist? For 1 point. Classic way to start off a science kind of round, I think. Question number 2. This one's for 4 points. What does the acronym SETI stand for to a scientist? SETI. What does the acronym SETI stand for to a scientist? So that's 1 point for each correct word. Okay. Thank you for those who have guessed, who've commented on the poll already. Thank you for voting. If you can't see it, can't work out how to respond to it, you can just message me or even just say it in the chat. I just thought it would be nice to do something a bit different here. Question number 3. What is the most abundant gas in the Earth's atmosphere? What is the most abundant gas in the Earth's atmosphere? Right, question number 4 now. What type of vegetables do the French call champignon and concombre? What type of vegetables do the French call champignon and concombre? 1 point for each, 2 different veg. Yeah, do make yourself known if you're new and you haven't said hi in the chat in particular. I'd love to know if there's some new people watching tonight. I can see there was a couple of names that popped up, either liking the video or commenting already. Welcome along, if that's you. Love to have new people joining us. Right, question number 5 now in Science and Nature. Roughly, how long does it take the sun's light to reach Earth? Is it, I'll give you multiple choice, 8 minutes, 8 hours, or 8 days? Roughly how long does it take the sun's light to reach Earth? Is it 8 minutes, 8 hours, or 8 days? Choose one. Question number 6 for 3 points. What names are given to the young of a fly, a hare, and an eagle? So 3 different answers there, 1 point for each. What names are given to the young of a fly, a hare, and an eagle? If you find I go through these questions too quickly, fear not, because you can ask me to repeat questions at the end and we'll double back through those. Okay, question number 7. Now, question 7. Which oath of ethics is traditionally taken by doctors and is named after a Greek physician? Which oath of ethics is taken by doctors and is named after a Greek physician? Okay, then the next question, everybody. Question number 8. What type of animals are the Pixar animated characters named Rex, Flick, and Socks? Yeah, next question. Question number 8 again. What type of animals are the Pixar animated characters named Rex, Flick, and Socks? For 3 points there. 3 different animals from 3 different Pixar franchises. Rex, Flick, and Socks. Socks, S-O-X, if that means any difference to you. Right, question number 9. Which birds gather collectively in a charm? Is it finches, robins, or doves? Which birds gather collectively in a charm? Is it finches, robins, or doves? You thought I just asked about the oath of Essex, says Andy in the chat. New. The oath of ethics. Okay, no, the oath of Essex is something entirely different. Question 10 now for 3 more points. Which planets are the winged messenger, the god of war, and the god of the sky? Which planets are the winged messenger, the god of war, and the god of the sky? 1 point for each again. Tons of 3-pointers and 4-pointers and loads of multiple point questions in this round. Plenty of opportunities to score points. Okay, question 11 now. Question 11, what was the name of the world's first orbiting satellite? What was the name of the world's first orbiting satellite? Question 12 now, 3 more points for question 12. Which 3 creatures are mentioned in titles of UK hit singles by Meat Loaf, the Foo Fighters, and Ugly Kid Joe? Which 3 creatures are mentioned in titles of UK hit singles by Meat Loaf, the Foo Fighters, and Ugly Kid Joe? 3 different creatures, so 1 point for each again. Oh, look at that. I've just triggered something in my chat roll to see if I could get it working. I wonder if that can be seen by you. If you can't see it, doesn't matter, but it should mean that the chat should come through now, because it should be on screen. I'm quite frustrated it's not working again. Tricky. All right, your next question then. Question 13. Mycology, M-Y-C-O-L-O-G-Y. Mycology is the study of what? Mycology is the study of what? Maybe it's just a signing in problem. Let me see what I can work out here. Question number 14 now. Question 14. The chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell police when placed next to each other? The chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell police when placed next to each other? Obviously, that's a 3-pointer as well. Catherine, you can see it, but not the poll question. Yeah, so it's come up on screen. That's a test question. And I clear that off. That's now gone. But for some reason, it's just not there. Don't understand it. How frustrating. Okay, and your last question then, question 15. Put these human bones into the correct order with the closest to the ground first. So, assuming you were standing up, the first is, or the first I'll give you, they are sacrum, then scapula, then talus. So put them in order, closest to the ground first. Sacrum, scapula, talus. 3 points if you get them in the correct order. Yeah, some of you can see the poll question, some of you can't. Let me just go back to that one and see what the responses are. Okay, so far 2 of you have been able to see it and respond, basically saying you don't mind. That's fine. That's good to know. Because obviously what I don't want to do is if I did go just to YouTube, I don't know, months to come. Again, I'm not saying it's an immediate thing by any means. I don't want to lose people who would never watch if it was on YouTube for whatever reason. That would be sad. May as well just stay where we are. Or do both, like I said. Okay, so anybody need any questions repeated? Let me know now, because I'm going to go through the answers and then I'll reveal as well the countdown conundrum answer, which you'll get 2 extra points for if you've managed to work it out. Don't worry if not, though, because we are just here for fun. The points don't really matter too much. Just here to have a laugh. Okay. Here we go with the answers for this round. The concept of gravity was discovered by which physicist? That was Isaac Newton. Question 2. SETI stands for, and remember this is for 4 points, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. SETI. Question 3. What's the most abundant gas in Earth's atmosphere? That is nitrogen. Question 4, champignon and concombre, according to the French, they are mushrooms and cucumber. Question 5, roughly how long does it take the sun's light to reach Earth? It is 8 minutes. Question 6, what names are given to the young of a fly, a hare and an eagle? It's a maggot, a leveret and an eaglet. Question 7, which oath of ethics... Essex is taken by doctors and is named after a Greek physician? That is the Hippocratic Oath. Question 8. Rex, Flick and Socks in Pixar animated films are... Rex is the dinosaur from Toy Story. Flick is the main ant character in A Bug's Life. And Socks is the name of the cat in Lightyear, the movie about the supposed real inspiration for Buzz Lightyear. Socks was the cat in that. So for 3 points, it's dinosaur, ant, and cat. Question 9. Which birds gather collectively in a charm? Is it finches, robins, or doves? It's a charm of finches. Question 10. Which planets are the winged messenger, the god of war, and the god of the sky? Mercury was the winged messenger. Mars is the god of war, and Uranus or Uranus is the god of the sky. Question 11, what was the name of the world's first orbiting satellite? It was called Sputnik 1. Or if you're a Friends fan, Spudnik. Question 12, which 3 creatures are mentioned in titles of UK hit singles? By Meatloaf, the Foo Fighters, and Ugly Kid Joe. So for Meatloaf, it was Bat Out of Hell. The Foo Fighters had a hit with Monkey Wrench, and Ugly Kid Joe with Cats in the Cradle. So bat, monkey, and cats for 3 more points. Question 13. Mycology is the study of what? That is mushrooms. Question 14. The chemical symbols of which 3 elements spell police when placed next to each other? It is polonium, lithium, and cerium. Question 15. Put these human bones into the correct order with the closest to the ground first. Sacrum, scapula, and talus. In the correct order, closest to the ground first, it is the talus, which is your foot, or in your foot. Sacrum's in your pelvis, and scapula is around your shoulder. I don't know why I pointed. You know where your shoulder is. Talus, sacrum, and scapula for 3 points. Okay, so start tallying up your scores. You get 2 extra points if you got the countdown conundrum correct. The answer for that is inquiries. Inquiries. You might have got a different word out of those letters. If you ever do, as regular viewers will know, let me know in the chat. If I can confirm it's a genuine word and you're right, you can have 2 points for that as well. Or you can have 2 points for that instead of the one I've got. Because sometimes you can make more words. So let me know in the comments now what your scores are. I think whether or not you can see the poll question is dependent on which device you're watching on. So, you know, if you're watching on a mobile device, it might be within the chat somewhere. If you're watching on a laptop or on a TV or whatever, then it might be different. It might not be there at all. But hey, I just thought I'd give it a go. There's no problem. I would very much appreciate your feedback. In fact, I can see it on my preview screen now, and it's come up with all 3 choices on screen, and then you can close it down by the looks of it. So yeah, just have a play around. See if you can find it. Thank you for submitting your scores. The Donuts have got 19 points, and they got the conundrum there. 22 points plus 2. Vernier aced it, of course. 14 plus 2 for Jodie. 16 points for the not so golden oldies. 23 points for me, says Andy, including the conundrum. Very good. Dave's here. Hi to Dave. He says 14 points for me. Very good. Okay. Good scores. Anybody else? Please do let me know in the comments. We celebrate with those who do well, commiserate with those who don't. But remember, we are just here to have some fun. Okay, that's all it is. There's no pressure at all. This is a relaxed, chilled quiz. There's no prizes. We're just here to see how well you do and have some fun for a Tuesday evening. All right. So don't you worry about that. 9 points, says Millie. Well done. Good effort. There's some tricky questions, in fairness, in that round. Some tricky ones. I would have tripped up several times. Catherine says we were watching on an iPad and a mobile phone. Still can't find the poll question. That's so weird. I mean, I would make a critical joke about the fact you're using iPads because I don't like, personally, I don't really like Apple products. That's just me. But no, don't worry about it. Maybe just leave a comment or just message me later. What do you think? Would you switch to YouTube? Do you prefer Facebook? It would be very, very similar. It'd be exactly the same, just a different app, really. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Exciting times, though. Tony has just found it on the phone. Oh, there we go. See, it's an iPad problem. I knew it. I predicted it. Oh, I'm sure it's there somewhere. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to go to the next round, though. And I'm going to bring up the next Countdown Conundrum question. I know I'm waffling on a lot tonight, but there's just, yeah, this is quite an exciting time for me. The concept of getting fibre to the house is big. We've been struggling for a while. Very first world problem. Okay. So, the next round is science fiction. So, 15 questions on science fiction. Could be about literature, could be about films, TV. Any kind of science fiction goes in this round. Question number 1 now. Arthur Dent is the unlikely star of which sci-fi tale? Arthur Dent is the unlikely star of which sci-fi tale? There we go with your first question. Let's just check the poll results again. I mean, it's still only showing 2 responses. So that there's a result. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. I've closed the poll. I can reopen it, but I've closed it to show the results. That's where we're at right now. Anyway, your next question, everybody. Your next question is: name the most recent 3 actors to play Doctor Who on the BBC, to play the Doctor in Doctor Who for the BBC. Who are the most recent 3? So including the current one. Who are they? The last 3 actors to appear as the Doctor in BBC's Doctor Who. And yes, that is for 3 points. Okay, your next question. What type of mechanoid is C-3PO in Star Wars? You know what I say about Star Wars questions. I know who my friends are. I know if you can still be my friend if you get a Star Wars question correct. Because it's my favourite. What type of mechanoid is C-3PO in Star Wars? Obviously, I only say that in jest. That makes me laugh anyway. What type of mechanoid is C-3PO in Star Wars? Question 4. Which former Mr. Universe became the Incredible Hulk for television? Which former Mr. Universe became the Incredible Hulk for television? Oh, Catherine's found it as well. There we go. All right, your next question. Question 5. Going back onto Star Wars, because again, it was Star Wars Day recently. What are the subtitles of the first 3 Star Wars films to be released? I'll be careful with my wording here. The first 3 Star Wars films could mean different things to different people, but what are the subtitles of the first 3 Star Wars films to be released? I am aware when the original one was released, it didn't have a subtitle, but then it did. So what are those 3 subtitles for the original trilogy? Okay. News update. Andy's got the conundrum. I'm not likely to score very high here, so I'm going to celebrate the small wins. This is a very important thing in life, mate. Not just for the conundrum, not just in my quizzes. It's always celebrate the small wins, because you never know. Okay, question number 6. What are the names of the rogue supercomputers that featured in the films called 2001: A Space Odyssey, Terminator, and Alien? What are the names of the rogue supercomputers that featured in the films called 2001: A Space Odyssey, Terminator, and Alien? 1 point for each. Right, question number 7 now. This is for 4 points. Another favourite of mine, this one. Which actors play Arnold Rimmer, Dave Lister, Crichton, and the Cat in the TV series Red Dwarf? Which actors play Rimmer, Lister, Crichton, and the Cat in the TV series Red Dwarf? 1 point for each of those. So 4 points there in total. Rimmer, Lister, Crichton, and the Cat. Right, question number 8. Now, question 8. The very first series of Star Trek, so Star Trek, the original series, was set in which century? The very first series of Star Trek was set in which century? Question number 9 now. This one's for 3 more points. What are, or what were, the home planets of the Doctor in Doctor Who, Mr. Spock in Star Trek, and the Ewoks in Star Wars? I won't say which one because it's one of the previous answers. What were the home planets of the Doctor in Doctor Who, Mr. Spock in Star Trek, and the Ewoks in Star Wars? The names of their, or names of where they are from. So the Doctor, Mr. Spock, and the Ewoks. Question 10. What was the name, or what is the name, of George Lucas's Southern Californian ranch? What was the name of George Lucas's Southern Californian ranch? Question 11. What was the title of Mel Brooks's Star Wars satire? What was the title of the Mel Brooks movie that was a Star Wars satire or parody? It's long been rumoured to be a sequel for that. I don't think we'll ever really get it though. Would be very funny, I think. It could be very good if they did, but one of those things that's probably in development hell, unfortunately. Plenty of new material to choose from if they did do another one. Question 12. Which actor famously said, "Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape"? Which actor famously said, "Take your stinking paws off me, you damned dirty ape"? Just name the actor for that one. Question 13, now for 3 more points. In which 3 sci-fi TV shows could you first meet the characters named Dr. Sam Beckett, Dr. Mahinda Suresh, and Dr. Julian Bashir? 1 point for each again. In which 3 sci-fi TV shows could you first meet the characters named Dr. Sam Beckett, Dr. Mahinda Suresh, and Dr. Julian Bashir? All right, and your next question. What are the... We've done the original trilogy. We're now doing the sequel trilogy. What are the subtitles of the 3 sequel trilogy Star Wars films? So episodes 7, 8, and 9. For 3 points, what are the subtitles of the sequel trilogy of Star Wars films, episodes 7, 8, and 9? Right, and there's one more question. And it's question 15 for 3 more points. You can find characters named Destiny Angel, Steve Zodiac, and Hiram K. Hackenbacker in which 3 TV series created by Jerry Anderson? That's going back a bit. You could find characters named Destiny Angel, Steve Zodiac, and Hiram K. Hackenbacker in which 3 TV shows created by Jerry Anderson? Right, so that is the final question. You've now got just a couple more minutes if you need it to work out what the countdown conundrum is, because I'll be revealing the answer for that one soon too. And if you need any questions repeated, let me know in the comments, because we will go through the answers very soon. The next thing for me to make you aware of, all the regulars know this already, so you can just switch off for a moment, is in the description of every video I post, there's what's called a beacons link, and that takes you to a website where it lists all the things you can go to and do to follow and support me here at Big Quiz 19. When you first open the page, there'll be loads of little social media icons, so whichever ones you're on, if you tap that, you can then follow me. So TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky is one of the newer ones. Threads, I'm basically everywhere. If you find at Big Quiz Night In, it's me. And so yeah, that's on the link in the description. Please do follow me elsewhere. I provide different free quizzes all over the place. And of course, you can join Patreon as well if you want to support me that way. That would be great. We do a different Patreon quiz at the end of every month. The last Tuesday of every month, we get together on Google Meet, have a video call, and I run a completely different quiz that you wouldn't see on Facebook Live. Okay, that's it for now. More to talk about maybe at the end of the next round. Let's go through the answers for our sci-fi round. You've had your thinking time. I can't see any comments for repeats, so here we go. Question 1. Arthur Dent is the unlikely star from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Question 2. The 3 most recent actors to play Doctor Who for the BBC, or play the Doctor for the BBC. The current one is Ncuti Gatwa. He's the 15th Doctor. Before that, David Tennant returned for some specials, and then technically became the 14th Doctor. And then before that was Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor. So you could write them in any order, but Jodie Whittaker, David Tennant, and Ncuti Gatwa for 3 points. Question 3. What type of mechanoid is C-3PO in Star Wars? He is a protocol droid. A protocol droid. That's the key word there. If you just put droid, I wouldn't give you the point. He is a protocol droid. That's the key word. Question 4. Which former Mr. Universe became the Incredible Hulk for TV? That's Lou Ferrigno. Question 5. What are the subtitles of the first 3 Star Wars films to be released? The original trilogy. They were A New Hope, then Empire Strikes Back, and then The Return of the Jedi. That's my favourite. Question 6. What were the names of the rogue supercomputers that featured in the films called 2001: A Space Odyssey, Terminator, and Alien? In 2001, it is HAL, H-A-L, 9000. Then it's Skynet for Terminator, and in Alien, it is Mother, or M-U-T-H-U-R 6000, but Mother is the name, really, that we're looking for. Question 7. In Red Dwarf, Rimmer, Lister, Crichton and the Cat are Chris Barry, Craig Charles, Robert Llewellyn, and Danny John Jules. Question 8. The first series of Star Trek was set in the 23rd century. Question 9. What were the home planets of the Doctor, Mr. Spock, and the Ewoks? So the Doctor is from Gallifrey. Mr. Spock is from Vulcan. He's half human, but he's also half Vulcan, and Vulcan was his home planet. And the Ewoks are from the forest moon of Endor. Both the forest moon is called Endor, and it orbits, this is so geeky, it orbits a gas giant called Endor. They've both got the same name. So just Endor or the forest moon of Endor is acceptable. Right, question 10. What is the name of George Lucas's Southern Californian ranch? It is Skywalker Ranch. Question 11. What is the title of the Mel Brooks Star Wars satire film? It is Spaceballs. Very funny it is too. Not one to watch with the kids. Question 12. Which actor famously said, "Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty apes"? It's Charlton Heston in The Planet of the Apes. Question 13. In which 3 sci-fi TV shows could you first meet the characters named Dr. Sam Beckett, Dr. Mahinda Suresh, and Dr. Julian Bashir? So Dr. Sam Beckett is from Quantum Leap. Dr. Mahinda Suresh is from Heroes. Nobody remembered that. No, surely not. I'd be very impressed. That show was great for one series. And then it went a bit... and Dr. Julian Bashir, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Question 14. What are the subtitles of the last 3 Star Wars Skywalker Saga films to be released? So the sequel trilogy. They are Episode 7 was The Force Awakens, Episode 8 was The Last Jedi, and Episode 9 was The Rise of Skywalker. Question 15. You can find characters named Destiny Angel, Steve Zodiac, and Hiram K. Hackenbacker in which 3 TV shows created by Jerry Anderson? Destiny Angel is from Captain Scarlet. Steve Zodiac is from Fireball XL5, and Hiram K. Hackenbacker, this is great quiz knowledge if you got this one, that is Brain's real name from Thunderbirds. Hiram K. Hackenbacker. So there you go for 3 points. By the way, I think all of Jerry Anderson's stuff should be remade. Not with marionette puppets. I want to see a live-action multiverse of all of them. I would absolutely love that. I didn't watch Firewall XL5, mind you, but all the others. I watched repeats and had video cassettes of all of them growing up, pretty much. Love it. It's ripe for a comeback, I reckon. That's just me, though. So, the answer to the countdown conundrum is... mitigated. Mitigated. Did you get that one right? Let me know when you submit your response, if you can. Did you work out another word? I can check that as well. We'll move on to potluck once we've gone through all the scores. please do let me know. Whilst we wait for the scores to come in, the last thing I wanted to talk about, which I'll probably mention at the end as well, is if you want your Big Quiz Night in merch, there's a merch store in that link in the description, and there is 20% off of everything again. They seem to do this like once every couple of weeks at this rate. It's insane. So from spreadshirt.co.uk, you can go to the Big Quiz Night in merch store, and there's 20% off of everything from the 15th of this month through to the 19th. So from the 15th onwards. So please do, again, if you want to support what I do here, what Ruben and my daughter Abby as well, what they help me with, if you want to do that, would love to have you at the merch store and supporting me that way. Totally up to you. I just appreciate people watching and engaging, but it's there if you want it. Right, Jodie's got 5 points then. Catherine says 13 for us, plus 2 from Ruben, 15 in total. Yes, use those bonus points. The Donuts have got 14 points. Good job. We got the conundrum. Oh boy. All right. 17 for the Brazilians. 8 plus 2 equals 10 for me. Avoided disgrace, says Andy. I wouldn't. I don't know. Considering what you thought your score was going to be, yeah, well done. Anybody else care to submit their scores? Dave says 20, like my Star Wars and Thunderbirds. Yeah. I know they tried to do that movie with Thunderbirds, but I think looking at the hindsight now of what the MCU has achieved, I really think you could do something special if you took care with it and really built that universe up. And I would love to see Captain Scarlet and Thunderbirds exist in the same universe and cross over, and yeah, with a live action cast, that would be so cool. I think, anyway. Yeah. Nice to know we've got another Star Wars fan watching though. Happy with that. Any more for any more? You can submit your scores in the chat. We're going to move on to the potluck round. So 15 questions on general knowledge is next, but you can keep your comments coming in, please. So, the next conundrum looks like that. Now, full disclosure, this conundrum technically is the American spelling of the word because the letter U is missing. If it were the British version, it would be a letter U in there as well. So you're looking for the American version. I'm giving you these clues to be completely fair and open because it wouldn't be fair otherwise. So it's the American spelling of a word. The American spelling is also acceptable over here, but technically we tend to spell these words with a U in them as well as the letters you've got there. That's all the clues I'm giving you. I probably said too much anyway, but anyway, now you know. So, okay. Potluck, general knowledge, same thing again. Keep every answer to yourself. When we get to the end, tell me your scores. Last quiz round of the evening before the game shows round. Question number 1. Which UK monopoly street used to be the home to British newspapers? Which UK monopoly street used to be the home to British newspapers? Question number 2. Which gas is frozen to produce dry ice? Which gas is frozen to produce dry ice? Question number 3 now in our general knowledge round. Which composer wrote the music for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Which composer wrote the music for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Okay, next question. Question number 4. Which spell kills Dumbledore in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? Which spell kills Dumbledore in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? Question number 5. Which two treaties must a nation sign to join and leave the European Union? Which two treaties must a nation sign to join and to leave the European Union? 1 point for each. Question number 6. What is an RV in the motoring world? What is an RV in the motoring world? 1 point for each correct word there. RV. What does that stand for in the motoring world? Okay, question number 7 now. Question 7. Which three Russian words translate into English as old woman, truth, and little water? Which three Russian words translate into English as old woman, truth, and little water? Three points for that one then. Question number 8. Spell the word conscientious correctly. It's easier said than done. Spell the word conscientious correctly. Question number 9. British astronaut Tim Peake landed in which country on the 18th of June 2016? British astronaut Tim Peake landed in which country on the 18th of June 2016? Okay, next question then. We talked about planets in a previous round. We've got another one for you here. Which planet is described as the bringer of peace by the composer Gustav Holst in his Planets Suite? Which planet is described? These are real planets in our solar system, okay? If you're not familiar with this. Which planet is described as the bringer of peace by the composer Gustav Holst in his Planets Suite? Question number 11 now. Question 11. Which animated sequel was the highest grossing movie of 2024? Which animated sequel was the highest grossing movie of 2024? That's worldwide. Global box office, yeah? Right, question number 12 now. What's the common link between the women named Charlotte Bryant, Louisa Merrifield, and Ruth Ellis? What is the common link between the women named Charlotte Bryant, Louisa Merrifield, and Ruth Ellis? The common link between them. Question number 13 now. Which authors created the classic children's characters named Noddy, Jemima Puddle Duck, and Winnie the Pooh? 1 point for each again. Which authors created the classic children's characters named Noddy, Jemima Puddle Duck, and Winnie the Pooh for 3 points? The next question is another 3-pointer. So, question 14. What were the names of the 3 boys who found a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory? What were the names of the 3 boys who found a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory? One point for each of those again. And question 15. In Cockney rhyming slang, how much is a monkey, a pony, and a commodore? In Cockney rhyming slang, how much is a monkey, a pony, and a commodore? 1 point for each of those. That is the last question in the round. Let me know if you want any questions repeated. This is your opportunity to it, and you're also, of course, running out of time with the countdown conundrum. 2 points again if you get that right, and you can add it onto your score for this round, as you may have seen others doing across the previous rounds. When we get into game shows, we're going to, again, I'll remind you, we're going to do 1 Family Fortunes question, and then I think we've got all 8 answers from the survey we'll be looking for, and then we've got your 3 tenable questions. We're making good time as well, so that's good. Okay. I think we'll just go straight through the answers. Not had any comments in the chat, so let's go through them, shall we? Yes. Question number 1. Which UK monopoly street used to be the home to British newspapers? That is Fleet Street. Question 2. Which gas is frozen to produce dry ice? That is carbon dioxide. Question 7. Which composer wrote the music for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? It was Mozart. Question 4. Which spell kills Dumbledore in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince? It is Avada Kedavra, or the Killing Curse. Question 5. Which 2 treaties must a nation sign to join and to leave the European Union? It is the Treaty of Rome and the Treaty of Lisbon. Question 6. What is an RV? It is a recreational vehicle. 1 point for each word. Question 7. Which 3 Russian words translate into English as old woman, truth, and little water? Old woman is babushka, truth is pravda, and little water, vodka, which is brilliant. Definitely going to use that now I've been reminded of it. Little water. So for 3 points there. Question number 8. Spell the word conscientious correctly. I can barely say it for some reason. I'll put it in the chat for what it's worth there. Not that you can see it on the main screen, but in Facebook land, if you're watching live, you can see that now. Conscientious. Give yourself a point if you got that correct. Question 9. British astronaut Tim Peake landed in which country on June 18th, 2016? He landed in Kazakhstan. Question 10. Which planet is described as the bringer of peace by Gustav Holst in his planet suite? That is Venus. You had others like the bringer of war, which is Mars, obviously, and the magician, which was Uranus in that one. But the bringer of peace was Venus. Question 11. Which animated sequel was the highest grossing movie of 2024? That was Inside Out 2. Question 12. What is the common link between the women named Charlotte Bryant, Louisa Merrifield, and Ruth Ellis? They were all hanged for murder. Question 13. Which authors created the classic children's characters named Noddy, Jemima Puddleduck, and Winnie the Pooh? Enid Blyton, Beatrix Potter, and A. Milne. For 3 points again. What were the names of the 3 boys who found a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory? They are Charlie Bucket, Augustus Gloop, and Mike T.V. His name is literally T-E-E-V-E-E. But if you just put TV, that's also fine. Charlie Bucket, Augustus Gloop, and Mike TV for 3 points. And for a final 3 points, the three in Cockney rhyming slang, how much is a monkey, a pony, and a Commodore? A monkey is £500. A pony is £25, and a Commodore is £15 because it's 3 times a lady, apparently. Like the song. 3 fivers, perhaps. I don't know if they'd still use it now. It's not necessarily the Queen's head on every fiver. But hey, that's what it was. So, yeah, £15, £25, and £500. The answer to the countdown conundrum is labourings. Now, you remember I warned you there, it's the American spelling, which is also acceptable over here. Technically, it would be Labourings, but of course that then doesn't work in the conundrum game. So American spellings are acceptable though, and in this case, that is one. I think that's the first time we've done a word like that, actually. We've done hundreds of these over the last few years. I've been adding them into the quizzes. I think that might be the first time we've done an American spelling. Let me know if you got it right. 2 bonus points if you did. And let's see. So, yes, okay. Donuts got 14 points. They did not work out the conundrum. Pete says 16 plus 2 for the Brazilians. Well done. We got that one. 12 points for Jodie. Very good. 15 for Catherine and Tony there. The not so golden oldies. 15 points. Very good again. We shall move on, of course, in just a moment to our game shows rounds. Any more for any more? 13, says Andy. 13 for little old me. That's a good score still. Not bad. We're going to move on to the next one, but don't worry. You can still leave your comments. You can still leave your comments. I'll still read them out. I will still see them at least on the next page. So here we go with the survey round. 12 points for me too. Well done, Dave. I see your comment there. 12 points for Dave. Excellent. Right. The question will be on screen in just a moment, and we're looking for the top 8 answers to this survey question. Okay. You can guess away in the comments now. I want you to guess in the comments for those watching live. Yeah, feel free if you're watching a repeat of this to have a guess as well. I always appreciate those comments coming in from people who are watching this show at a later date. And especially now, every show I upload is automatically going over to YouTube after it's live. At the moment, that's the best I can do. So if you're watching it on YouTube, please do leave a comment. Would love to know you're watching. Right, so with that said, your survey question is, name something you'd hate to forget when going on a summer holiday. Name something you'd hate to forget when going on a summer holiday. Now, yeah, we're looking for the full 8 for this one. Start guessing in the chat. I'm quite frustrated. I can't see it, to be honest. It's going to bug me. I can't see it, at least on the main screen. I always have it running in 2 different places, So, what are we going to have then? We have got a couple of guests coming in. Dave says passport. Sue says swimming shorts. I will kind of group these together and generalize them because some of the answers aren't particularly specific, deliberately so. So to be fair, we'll do it that way. So, passport. Let's go passport first. Passport's the top answer. First people to say that, Dave and Tony. Well done. You're all working together as a team. It's not a competition. Work together as a team to guess these. Swimming shorts is the next one we see, and swimsuit from Catherine. I'm gonna bunch them together. We're gonna say swimwear in general. That's number 5. Boarding pass. It's a good one. Is boarding pass there though? It's not in the top 8. Pretty sure it would be beyond that. It would be there somewhere, but it's not in the top 8. So yes, no, plane tickets therefore would not be included. Suntan lotion, I can see being guessed there. Is Dave with suntan lotion? Yes, okay, so suntan lotion. I've got number 4, sunblock, sun cream, suntan lotion. Give you that for all of those. Nice one. Okay, next guesses. Sunglasses. I can see sunglasses from Sue, from Millie. Sunglasses, where would they be on the list? They're number 3. Okay, doing well. Yes, lotion. All right, money. Dave's gone with money. Tony says wallet as well. Catherine as well says wallet. So I'm going to bundle those up together because number 7 is money. So I think that covers that off nicely. House key. Oh, don't. That's a really good point, actually. You wouldn't want to be forgetting those. You left for holiday. Did we even lock the door? It's not on the list, though. It's not on the list. That would be a bit of a nightmare, though, to be fair. Luggage. Luggage in general is not there, I think, because more specific, slightly more specific answers are in the top 8. We have got 1, 2, 3 more to guess. Let's have a look. What else we got? Towels, a good book. Are towels there? No. Maybe getting a little bit closer. A good book, not there either. An interesting list. I wonder if we're going to get the other ones. I've just gone back through all your guesses. They're not there. Baked beans? Jodie says family members. Do you know what? That's number 8. Relatives. I reckon a load of people were thinking about Home Alone when they were asked that question. Kevin! Well done, Jodie. Sue says flip-flops. Flip-flops, are they there? Are they? No. No, they are not. Okay, what else have we got? A laptop. Entertainment. Digital devices. Not there. Camera, no. Nope. So, number 2 is something else that you wear that you definitely wouldn't want to forget. I'll give you clues. And number 6 is something to do with, I don't know. If I give you a clue, I'll just give it away. Okay, Sue, okay, Jodie's on with hat. We've got bug spray and underwear from the Donuts. I can reveal one of those is correct. Underwear is number 2 on the list. You would not want to forget underwear. That would be most frustrating. Number 6 then. Number 6 is something that we all use, we all should be using every day. At least once, if not twice. Along with some other things that you also probably use most days. Again, it's a general name. I think there was even a show about it. Not forgetting something. Yeah, there we go. So number 6, amongst other things, yes, toothbrush is good, toothpaste as well, because number 6 is toiletries in general. There you go. You got all 8. Very good, everybody. Yeah, so not sun hat, not like a hat, though. A lot of you said hat. Not there. But hey, I guess there's quite a lot of things to remember when you're going away. Those just happen to be the most popular 8 answers from the survey. Right, with that said then, we've got to do a bit of shifting around again, and we're going to move on to play Tenable. So give me one moment while I sort this out. And, oh, we will go there now. So, we have got the... No, you don't want that up there. What's that doing there? No, go away. We need to go through these Tenable questions. There we go. I'm sorted now. We're good to go. And your first Tenable question, then, again, you're working as a team. Let's bring your first question up. This is the top 10 most popular Roald Dahl books. Okay, this is according to Goodreads.com, based on all the Roald Dahl books reviewed on their website. What are the top 10 most popular? There's your Tenable Tower, and I will reveal the answers. The most popular ones at the top, down to the least popular at the bottom. So start your guessing again in the comments now, please. Millie says Boy and Fantastic Mr. Fox straight away. One of those is in the list, the other one is not. Number 6, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Boy is not in the list. BFG. You know what? I love so many of these stories. Let's have a look. Where's BFG? Number 5 is the BFG. James and the Giant Peach, says Dave. Is that a tenable answer? Let's have a look. That's number 4. Yes, Jodie said BFG as well. Matilda. We've got Matilda guest from the Donuts there. Well done. Thank you, Sue. And, oh, is it one of the most popular ones in the list? It is the most popular. There you go. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Surely that's going to be there. Let's have a look again now. This is a guess from Jodie. Yes, that's number 2. Catherine says The Witches, as does Sue. The Witches. I loved that original film of The Witches when I was a kid. Scary when you're little watching that, but it's so good. That is number 3 in the list. Jodie says The Twits. Is that one of the remaining ones? It's not there. Do you know what? I'm quite annoyed that it's not there. I read the list through because The Twits is probably my favourite Roald Dahl story. And it's not there, and I got quite grumpy, and to the point where I was going to swap out one of the other answers you haven't guessed yet and put the Twits in there, just because out of the sheer outrage it wasn't in the top 10. I didn't though. But that's how I felt. I'm sorry, Jodie, it's not there. Great guess, though. Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. Both Jodie and Pete have guessed that, so that's the sequel. But is it one of the top 10? It's not, I'm afraid. It's not there either. Let me give you some clues. I think 3 of the remaining 4... no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say 2 of the remaining 4 have definitely been made into live action, made for TV movies, or straight up movie. The one with the crocodile, yes. I think that is a character in this story, but it's not in the title. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right, Sue. I think the crocodile is in this story. It is one of the lesser known ones. Number 8 isn't even a story. It's a collection of poems. Oh, Pete says Danny, the Champion of the World. That's number 10. That's a lovely story. Yes, I like the film. Jeremy Irons. Very good. Classic British movie, that was. Danny, the Champion of the World. I think the one with the crocodile, if nobody else is going to get it, is number 9. The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. I think that's the one you're thinking of. I'm giving it to you anyway. So the last 2, Tales of the Unexpected. Let's check that. Is that one of them? No. I can't remember who was in it. They made it for TV. Number 7 was made for TV. It spells something backwards. It's an unusual name forwards because it's actually the name of an animal backwards. Yes, Sue, that was what you were thinking of. Yeah, good. I thought it was that. I remember the artwork. I just can't remember the story. But yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page there. Yes, so number 8 is a collection of poems, I think it is. And then number 7 is an animal's name backwards. Maybe people don't know it as that, but that is it, because there's an animal in the story. Even though it's about people, there's an animal in it. Yes, there you go. You got it. I'm giving enough clues. Number 7 is SEO Trot. Tortoise backwards. Well done, Dave, and well done to Jodie. I'm going to give you number 8 because it's very obscure and I don't even know why it's there and the twits isn't. Can you tell I'm still grumpy about this? Number 8 was Revolting Rhymes. So those were the top 10, according to goodbooks.com. I don't know what their readers are on about, with some of them at the bottom there. Definitely should swap out number 8, but hey. Let's go to your next question in our tenable game, shall we? This one is the top 10 animals in the names of pubs. Oh, Andy's guessed the reverse animal name was Redips for spider. Do you know that'll probably be a good sequel? I like that. It's good thinking. So the next question then, yeah, the top 10 animals in the names of pubs. I reckon you're going to smash this one. I reckon you are going to get this very quickly. Okay, so let's see what the guesses are then. So we've got a deer, a lion, a fox, a horse, hare, dog. Okay, let's reveal some of these then. So we're going to do lion first. Sue and the Donuts and Dave, they've gone with lion. And then we've got red lion guessed as well from Tony. Lion is the top answer. That is the most popular within the name of a pub. Deer. Let's see if deer is there. Yeah, just give me the animal names. Don't worry about colours or varieties. Like red lion or white lion, it's fine. Just the name of the animal. Deer isn't there, but a variation of or an alternative name for a deer is in the list. That's probably the hardest of all of the answers to guess, I would think, because a lot of people don't know that this name, because of the way it's spelt, is actually the name of another animal. Horse. Is horse one of the top answers? One of the top 10? Let's have a look. So Sue's gone with horse. We're then going to do hare, I think, next. I saw hare. Yeah, Jodie guessed hare. Now, that was number 2. So where is hare? That's number 9. Eagle. Pete's gone with eagle. Let's have a look. There is an eagle-related pub in town, actually, but it's not in the list. Okay, Dave says dog, Sue says dog. We've got a few other good guesses coming in as well. Is dog in the list? Let's have a look. Dog isn't there. You need to give me another name for canines, okay? Dragon. I can see dragons being guessed there. Is that in the list? Pete says dragon. Yes, that's there. What else have we got? Fox. I can see fox in the guesses there in the comments from Sue this time. And bull as well as being guessed. Let's say, which one could that be? Catherine says bull. Pete says bull. That is number 4. Now, just make sure I haven't missed any. Dog, fox, lion, bull, stag. Stag. Is stag in the list? Let's have a look. I did ask for alternate names for a deer. So stag is one that's been guessed. No. Hind. Hind has also been guessed. Let's check that one off. Coach and horses frog. Says Tony. No. We've done horses, no frogs. Heart. Andy says heart, H-A-R-T. Let's check that one. That is number 5. That is the alternative deer name I was referring to. So well done, Andy. What have we got left now? Hound. Yes, let's check hound. Sue and Jodie have gone with that one. That's number 6. There is a specific breed of dog as number 10. And number 3 is not cat or cockerel or pheasant, no. Although number 2 is a creature with wings. Have we got any more guesses you can think of? So number 3 is a winged creature, and number 10 is a breed of dog. A specific breed of dog. Sue, okay, Dave's gone with boxer. Sue and Jodie have gone with greyhound. Greyhound is the correct answer. I'm surprised nobody's guessed 3. I am surprised. Let me just make sure. I'm not. No, nobody's guessed it yet. No, not griffin. It's a real creature. I'll narrow it down further. A real bird of some description. Something with wings, quite big. You wouldn't want to be charged by one if you were walking by the lakes or wherever, or the river, or wherever. You wouldn't want it to be charging at you. And no, it's not an ostrich. Dave said swan. Right, let's see if that's it. It is a swan. There you go. Yes, a couple of you guessed it there then. Yes, you've all got it now. Well done. Okay. You have completed that tenable tower. Here is your final one. This is the trickiest one. Your final round is about ceremonial counties. The 10 English ceremonial counties between Norfolk and Suffolk alphabetically. Some of the counties in this list have more than one word in their name. So start guessing again. Ceremonial counties between Norfolk and Suffolk alphabetically. There are 10 of them, so alphabetically first will be at the top. Right, we've got Derby being guessed. Is Derby one of them? I'd be hopeless at this one. I would genuinely be hopeless at it. Like, I know counties, but I'm not very good on some of their specific locations on the map. So Derby's not there. Dave says Oxfordshire. Oxfordshire, which is where most of the people, not all of them, but where most of the people watching are, because that's where I'm from. And that is number 5 on the list. Dave also says Rutland. Is that on the list as well? Excellent knowledge there. Rutland is indeed one. Leicestershire, I mean, you're going to start to work out alphabetically what they could be as we start getting more and more of them. We're checking Leicestershire. Incorrect. It's not there, I'm afraid. Northamptonshire. Let's go. Northamptonshire. And that's number 2. Very small text there just to fit it in. Berkshire. Is Berkshire there? I think now, looking at the list, you kind of know alphabetically where you need to aim. That's not there. Northumberland. Remember, some of them may have more than one word in their names. Pembrokeshire. Let's work out if that one's going to be there. Yeah, Pembrokeshire can't be there, can it? Because if it's alphabetical, you've got O and then R. So it'd be O. So it would be in between the two. So start thinking now alphabetically where things could be. Is Cambridgeshire there? If it is, it's going to be the top one. Incorrect. Start thinking of counties that have got 2 words in their names. As I say that, Dave has submitted North Yorkshire. Therefore, that is a county with 2 words in its name. And it is the first one alphabetically. North Yorkshire. Excellent work there. Staffordshire from Jodie has been guessed. Staffordshire is the last one alphabetically. That's going to really help narrow things down. Now, you know what the top ones are. You know what the bottom one is. So you've got to think of ones that are in between alphabetically. South Yorkshire, Dave says. If you've got North Yorkshire, surely South Yorkshire is down there as well. Yes, it is. Very good. Okay, so 3 more to go. Number 4, number 7, and number 8. So number 4 is another one beginning with N. And number 7 and 8 both begin with S. What other ones can you think of between Norfolk and Suffolk alphabetically? Okay, Renfrewshire? Renfrewshire? I've never even heard of that. Renfrewshire? It's very good knowledge if that is a genuine one. Some of your guesses might have been coming in after I gave you those clues. Right, Shropshire. Number 7 is Shropshire. I'll tell you that for nothing. There you go. Number 7 is Shropshire. Staffordshire. We've already got Staffordshire. That's number 10. Norwich. Let's check Norwich. No, it is incorrect. What else? Not Staffordshire, not Pembrokeshire. So number 4 again begins with N. N for November. Number 8 is another one that begins with S. And it's a southern. It doesn't start with south, but it is a southern county. Somerset. That fits in alphabetically. There it is. Well done, Millie. Great guess. Thank you. Yeah, Sue and the Donuts have got that one as well now. Somerset. So number 4. Number 4. What could it be? Another one beginning with N. Their football team's doing quite well. Andy says Nottinghamshire. Let's have a look, shall we? Is that the missing one? Yes, there we go. I say their football team, the biggest of their football teams is doing very well for themselves at the moment. Yes, well done, Sue and the Donuts as well. You got it. That's the end of that round, everybody. We are done for another evening. So let me just go back now to our final page. Now, what do I need to do now? Oh, I don't want that there. What is that one? No, that can go. So, there is 24% off everything. I knew I forgot to do something. I didn't change those dates at the top there. That's my mistake. On the 15th, 20% off everything starts in the merch store. But as always, I just appreciate you guys joining me for tonight. There's a little bit of a disjointed show this evening. A couple of different technical problems going on that I'm trying to sort out. But most excitingly, looking ahead, come June, I will have a much, much faster internet connection, and I'm going to try going live via YouTube. But that does mean that the first quiz night, the first Tuesday of June, I also won't be doing a quiz. I won't be able to do it because I don't even know if it'll be up and running in time for it, because it's happening on that Tuesday that I get the new internet installed. So it's going to take me a while just to kind of get accustomed to it all and to test things and things, but I'll be back the week after, even if I'm only on Facebook. I'll be back the week after. And in any case, we'll carry on. Should be back here next week as well. And if you're watching this on YouTube, there's probably already the next video to watch, because that's just how they're being posted. While I catch up with everything, there's hundreds. Well, very nearly hundreds. This was episode, what, 169, I think? Yeah. So there's plenty to watch, and also plenty on all the other social media channels. I'm always sharing new quiz content. Thank you all for your support as always. Just take a final look at your comments. You're welcome. Thank you for the thank yous. Glad you enjoy it all. Do consider everything I've said about the link in the description if you're on any other kind of social medias. Love to have engagement on other platforms as well. And yeah, look after yourselves. Take care as always. Stay safe. And I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.